Hey guys, it's Grim here, Grim Gaming UK, and I am a busy beaver today. Okay, 2 points I want to touch on here. First is a quick reply. Had some comments through recently regarding what changes were there from the beta and the stress test. Was there anything major that they changed, anything they done that you should be aware of? Now, first thing I'll say is yes and no. There you go, it's that clear. No, I'm only joking, guys. But the answer still stands. Basically, the no is I only played on my Ranger for this stress test because we didn't have, obviously, the whole weekend. So, as far as I'm aware, the Ranger had not changed at all. The ability still worked in the same way together. And damage output was about the same. One little thing I did notice, and this was the same for the stress test, but I'm not sure whether it's a glitch or whether it's meant to be there. And I noticed it in PvP and also in PvE. When my pet was getting very low on health and about to die, I was able to instantly swap him. I was going between, I think it was like a scorpion and my pet dog. Just when he was about to die, it was my scorpion, I instantly clicked on the pet button, boom, he flicked over onto the dog, dog was at full health. Now I don't know whether that's meant to be like that, but I could do it in combat, so literally I had a pet up almost constantly, certainly for the duration of the fight, so I'm not sure whether that's meant to be like that, but anyway, no, it's basically the short answer. The character felt exactly the same, and I asked the guys, Aeth, the captain, Cuddles, and they said the same thing. I mean, we're all still learning the characters, but they said from a character point of view and their abilities, it felt exactly the same. Hadn't changed. What had changed, and it was a huge change, was the engine performance, how the game actually ran. It was an amazing difference. When I played in the beta, I obviously had Fraps running the whole time, and with Fraps running, I was dropping sort of 5 frames per second. In this beta, I was happily sitting at around 30-40 frames per second with Fraps running, which is a huge difference. Now, I was going to say again, I didn't also have any crashes or anything like that. I know a lot of people did, so I'm not going to say, oh, the game's bug-free, oh, it's fantastic now, they're going to release it any day, oh, my experience was wonderful. Because, yeah, mine might have been great, but others wasn't. And that needs to be addressed, because we should all have the same enjoyable experience in this game as each other. So that's something that needs to be addressed. I don't know why it wasn't working for some, but a lot of people were saying they were getting kicked out, or they weren't even able to log in. So that's a pain in the arse, and that needs addressing. But going back onto my experience, I logged in fine, played the game fine, with an amazing frame rate. Even in the only time it dropped, as I said, and I've said this before in my post stress test video, was in certain battles, and I think that was more to do with my own system's performance than the connection. So, and as also Guy quite rightly said in the comments, I don't care if there's lag, I'm still going to have a big smile on my face, and that's true. Even in the big fights when my machine was freezing up and there was smoke coming out and I was having to shovel more coal in, I still had a huge smile on my face, and we were still having a laugh on vent. So, in that point of view, it was amazing. And so, for a long waffling answer, the short answer is, regards to character balance and that sort of thing, no, as far as I'm aware, there was no changes. With regards to the game engine and how it was running, huge leaps and bounds. I don't know what they did, but it was amazing. The other thing was, they had taken down, and I forgot to mention this, guys, they'd taken down the shop, so you couldn't look at the gems or items were available. Every time you tried to go to that, and I asked around, and it wasn't just me, a lot of other people were getting this, you had a 403 error, you are not authorised to see this, your account does not have the right privileges to see this page. So I'm guessing they locked us out of that. Whatever it was, we were not meant to see what changes are going on. Or they might not just want to just put in credit card details, trying to buy gems and that sort of thing. So, but there may be changes coming. When the next beta comes, I'll have a look at that and see whether that's right. whether they did change anything or whether it was literally, we don't want idiots coming along putting in credit card details trying to buy gems when this is meant to be a stress test. Who knows? Okay, just one quick thing to touch on, guys, because I've mentioned it in a lot of my videos now about the end of June being the release date. This isn't confirmed, obviously, by ANET or NCSoft. This is just what's been bantered around. Obviously, Amazon, we've had the Fry's one come out. A lot of GameStop, I think, as well, have all said it'll be the last week of June. So that's kind of what I've based my date idea on, but that is not confirmed at all. Now, having a think with regards to, obviously, they've now stated how to reserve your character, which I've done a video on. They've said that they need 3 weeks to build their database. Now, my guess is they're going to allow a couple of weeks for people to be able to log in, get their character up and running. So even if you say 2 to 3 weeks, okay, let's say, and then you're going to allow 3 weeks for that database to be built, which is what they've said. You're looking at, you could be looking at end of June, beginning of July. My gut feeling is personally it's going to be a July release now, because I think they've done the stress test. They're going to have another beta weekend, which will have a huge influx of people, and more issues will arise out of that. Because remember, we haven't seen the Sylvana, and I always pronounce it wrong, but the Little Ashura guys, we haven't seen their starting zones. Nobody's touched on that. So when they release that, there's going to be issues that will arise from that. We haven't played at high level. We haven't seen the instances. There could be some major bugs in those instances. There could be some major bugs in those starting areas that we don't know. We haven't done any high level story stuff, so we don't know whether they're going to glitch out. There's a lot that still hasn't been touched for a game that's supposedly a month or so away. So I think we'll get a better idea if in the next beta they open it up and they say, okay, there's almost no hold bars. We haven't put items in the game. There's certain items that are still missing, and there's certain things that we've kind of just, you haven't got access to them. So sort of 90%, 80% of the game's there to play. But there's certain bits, because we still want them to be surprises on launch, but we've played them to death, we know they're okay. But if they give us that sort of access to the game, where we can go and we can boost our character up to certain levels to do the instances, that sort of thing, then I think we'll get a far better idea of how far away, how near or how far away the release date is. But at the moment, it's very hard to say. As I say, I'm going on the end of June because that's what the majority out there, kind of their gut feeling is. But mine now is heading towards July time. But as I say, let's get that beta out. Let's get into some of the high level stuff. Let's get the 2 new starting areas and the 2 new races involved. And then I think as a collective we'll be able to come up with a more educated guess. And hopefully after the next beta, if they do open it up, ArenaNet and NCSoft will have a far better idea of when their release date is. And I think after the next beta, if they do open it up, we will be getting a release date. They will say, okay guys, cheers for that. We're going to do one last beta, and that will be shortly before we're going to the presses with this. So, fingers crossed, guys. Apologies for this. This is a waffling one. I've been super excited about this game, and I'm on a major come down and just want to talk. Sorry if you've heard all this before. And if you've got any gossip, any news yourself, or anything you want to know, let me know, and I'll waffle on about that as well. But have a good one, guys, and I will talk to you later.
What you want?